put it underneath that like first spray bottle.
So, Olivia, tell me about this project of yours that you're working on. It sounds like you have a lot of cool things going on.
Yeah, so I am the creator and the host of an Instagram live TV show called The Tea. And first, before I even tell you about, what inspired me and things like that, I want to tell you that today I'm drinking some ginger tea. It's great for digestion and for some internal energy. I definitely needed a pep in my step today. I've always loved tea since I was in high school. My favorite place to hang out was a tea shop with all of my girlfriends, and it's ritualistic. It's actually, tea is ceremonious in many cultures, and I love drinking tea based on my mood or imbalance or what energy I'm looking for. And so I really wanted the show to be centered on something that is rooted in wellness and self-care, and give our guests an opportunity to pause for a moment and drink a cup of tea. So essentially the show is a conversation. It's intimate, it's informal, it's personal between myself and a celebrity, sometimes two or three in an episode. And everyone just lets their hair down. We talk about their careers and their journeys. We talk about pop culture, current events, and of course, wellness and self-care as well.
Very good. And how did you get started on this?
I started last fall. It was the middle of the pandemic. I was feeling really isolated, as many of us are, being at home. And I actually decided I wanted to go live first and do kind of like a ask me anything. I'm going to be making tea at my house. Feel free to hop on live and ask me questions. And a friend of mine actually decided that he wanted to join me. And he said, they said that they'll have tea with me and we can have a conversation together. And so my friend Twiggy and we went live, and it was, like I said, it was very informal. I called it The Tea. I said we'd be on at a certain time. And after that first moment, I realized that I really had a show on my hands and that I should start doing it every week.
It's incredible. And who are some of your favorite guests that you had on?
I've had so many guests on that I really loved. I love talking to Janelle Monáe. We talked with her the day before the presidential election. And she's someone who's really civically engaged. And, as an artist and as an activist, she was really able to give us her perspective as someone who creates music for the revolution. She was able to really invigorate the listeners to make sure that they were voting and taking care of themselves. So that was a exciting conversation, but also really timely as well, and urgent with her. I love talking to Jandena, who is an artist, and that conversation was really spiritual and grounded, and he's hilarious. It was really funny and interesting. I talked with Angelica Ross, who's a star on Pose and American Horror Story. She's another artist and activist who had some really incredible wisdom to drop. And yesterday was actually our season finale of season 2. And we were greeted and very lucky to have Amen Joseph, who plays Uncle Jerome on Snowfall. And that was an incredible episode, and we went out with a bang.
Well, I'm so jealous. You got some great people that you talked to there. I love it. And I'm jealous I didn't think it just first. I love it because I love tea and I love doing these kind of interviews. So how do you choose the tea for each interview?
The tea is actually just based on 2 different things. I do have some sponsors now from different tea brands. So I've been tasting and trying out different teas. They're all Black women owned companies. So that's something that's really important to me. But outside of that, if it's not one of those brands, it's just based on how I'm feeling that day, believe it or not. So if I'm really tired, I'll choose a black tea. Last night it was in the evening, so I was drinking chamomile and spearmint and lavender tea. So it really just depends, but that's the beauty of tea. It's all just based on your mood and what you need that day. That's the best part.
And what's your favorite of all time?
My favorite tea?
Yes.
Oh man. I would have to say my favorite tea is actually one that I don't drink very often because it's really special and I have to be in the mood for it. But my favorite tea is actually matcha, like organic, ceremonial grade green tea matcha. And I do the whole ceremony. I have it in a bowl and a whisk and everything. The water has to be the right temperature. So it's always a really special moment when I'm having a bowl of matcha.
Perfect. I've actually never had it.
Oh, it's really good. And if it's your first time, it is a little bit, it's really earthy and a little bit grassy. So I would say try to have it as a latte. If you like milk, or if you don't, if you have like a dairy alternative, I'd say almond milk or oat milk with matcha is really good.
I'm gonna try it. I keep seeing it at Starbucks, so I'm definitely gonna go try it.
Yeah, try it. Not coconut milk though, because it kind of separates and it's not very good.
No, no. Hey, and are you working on any other projects now that the season has ended?
Yeah, well, we're going to be prepping season 3. We're coming back May 11th with some really exciting guests. And outside of that, I'm also the founder and CEO of a production company called Black Monarch Entertainment. And so, as a film and TV producer, I'm also working on a variety of TV projects and films. I'm going to be shooting my first independent feature this summer in Chicago on location. So, yeah, I'm always incredibly busy, but I'm really excited about season 3 of the show. We're going to have some really great guests for sure.
I am so excited. I can't wait to see what you have in store.
Yeah. It's going to
And
be.
one thing I guess people I interview is tell me a fun fact about yourself.
Oh, a fun fact about myself. One fun fact is that I have road tripped across the country uh 8 times. A lot of times. 8 times. And I've done a different route almost every single time. And every
Mm,
road trip has been with my dad.
nice. What's your favorite place you've gone?
That's a great question. I want to say the art museum in St. Louis was really beautiful. I think that was like a really incredible stop that we had a few years ago. So yeah, I would say St. Louis was really interesting. I always love stopping in Phoenix, Arizona, because it's in the desert and it's really beautiful out there. And I just recently moved to one of my favorite stops on the trip is Denver. So I would also say Denver is a new home, but also a beautiful stop on the road.
Nice. So do you get a tea from each place you go, like a tea that that place is known for, if you can?
Good. I've never done that, but I think that's great. When I do travel, like when I get on a plane somewhere, I try to bring tea back with me, but I've never done that on the road. That's a great idea.
I would love to see it. You could do a whole show about it or
Yeah,
a series about it.
I love that.
Yes, nice. And since we're a TV site, what are you watching on TV these days?
Well, a lot of things. I really love, well, I just got into Snowfall. I think it's an incredible show. I've just started binging that. I love, let's see, what else? What are some like more uplifting shows that I'm watching? Well, I'm actually going through a 90 Day Fiance binge. Like it's such a guilty, that's my guilty pleasure. Have you ever seen that show?
Yes, so good, right?
So good. It's just incredibly fascinating as someone who, loves different cultures and people from around the world. I'm just incredibly fascinated by the nuances of these relationships. Um, my all-time favorite show is I Love Lucy. So I watch reruns of that all the time. I have my I Love Lucy mug here today.
So cute. I like that.
Thank you. What else is out that's newer? Um, oh, a show that I just watched on Netflix recently is called Jenny and Georgia. Have you heard of
Oh,
that
it's
one?
a good one. Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't watched the whole thing, but from what I've seen, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really sweet as a coming of age story. I think they do a really good job with that because it's also like a bit of like a murder mystery thriller ish. So I like that it's a genre blend. Dead to Me is another great genre blend that's on Netflix. So yeah, I watch a lot of TV.
Nice. And another thing you should do is you should get tea for each show that you watch if you haven't done that already, too.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yes.
It's funny because I have in my tea cabinet, I probably have at least 50 different types of tea. So I am sure I could like plug and play and figure out what tea I want to drink with each show for sure.
Nice. And where can we follow you on social media?
So I would follow me first on my Instagram. It's Olivia underscore Charmaine, CHARMAINE. And then on Twitter, it's the name is underscore O.
Perfect. And who's this little guy?
This is Desi. He's my dog. He's one of the things in life that I can't do without, and he's been pawing at my leg this whole interview. So this is Desi the cockapoo.
Well, thank you for joining us, both of you, and I hope you have a very nice day.
Thank you. You too, Sammy. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.